The great half-Scottish singer Rod Stewart, in his hit Maggie May, offered a stark choice. He could grab my books and head on back to school, or steal my daddy's cue and make a living out of playing pool. Luckily for the standard of this quiz, most of our contestants sensibly opted for the former. So let's meet tonight's loss to the world of bar billiards. On my right, Annette Fenner, a medical journal editor and keen traveller whose father was Gloria Hunniford's chauffeur. Emily Watnick, who has a degree in history and was recently elbowed by art historian Andrew Graham Dixon at a Dutch museum. And their captain, Amy Goddell, a semi-retired maths teacher and former hypnotherapist who survived a plane crash in Australia involving a cow. United by their taste for a tipple, they are the Cosmopolitans. So, Amy, how have you been preparing for the quiz? Lots of cocktails?
Lots of cocktails, researching cocktail recipes.
How many cocktails have you had in advance of the quiz?
In my life? that's a big question. A few.
Well, you look ready. You are facing tonight, on my left, Dean Riley, a software engineer and maths graduate who was once saved from a nasty fall by David Hasselhoff. Simon Gibbons, an astrophysicist with an interest in board games and indoor bouldering. And their captain, Mickey Alexander, a medical student with an interest in Victorian literature who has seen Bruce Springsteen perform 16 times and has touched him once. United by a passion for pubs, they are the Taverners. So another team of drinkers. Excellent. How have you been preparing?
Well, it seems a bit obvious to say pub quizzes, but a certain amount of that. And we've also just sort of been connecting random things to other things. We've got one of those rooms with pin boards and clues on it, bits of string.
Despite my best efforts, the teams are not provided with pints for playing the quiz, but I hope you had a few before we started. We'll find out who's had the most to drink. I'm joking, we all know it's me, during the course of the evening. But we'll begin with round one. The Cosmopolitans won the toss, so you'll be going first. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Shall we have the horned viper?
Yeah.
Why not? Kicking it off with the snake. The viper will be your first question. The first clue is coming up now.
The murder road. I think so, yes. Next. I always get Flaubert's parrot mixed up with Foucault's pendulum.
No, neither of them.
Next. It's about
the names for groups of birds.
It's names of books where the collective noun for the bird has been replaced by where the bird has been replaced by the collective noun for the bird.
That is right. They are book titles in which the name of a bird has been replaced by the collective noun for those birds. Can you talk me through what the title should be?
There's The Crow Road by Ian Banks.
Quite right.
Flaubert's Parrot. Julian Barnes.
Julian Barnes, yeah.
Where Eagles Dare. Len Dayton or somebody.
Alistair MacLean. It is a thriller, yeah.
And The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear.
That's absolutely right. Bird names replaced by their collective nouns. Very well done for 2 points. Taverners, your turn to choose a question.
Shall we have the two reads, please?
If you're asking my advice, I can't help you. You've chosen the two reads. That will be your first question. Time starts now.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Next.
Make the formula milk.
Yeah, formula milk. Formula? Something about formula? Possibly. Okay, do you think next one? Next, please.
Sausages, ice cream.
Sausages.
We've got two food companies up there, but it's not.
Yeah. Next.
That is the really ridiculously famous T-shirts, right? So it's the I Love New York thing. So
we're going to say formulas or formulae.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So there's a bonus chance for you, Cosmopolitans.
Are they things that have hearts in their logos?
That is exactly what it is. And I can hear you sighing over there. You can see it. That's right. They all feature hearts in the logos. The I Love New York. It's those T-shirts where people say, I heart New York. Very well done. Hearts in the logos. A bonus point to you, and you may choose your own question.
Twisted flax.
The twisted flax. OK. Your first clue is coming in now.
OK. No, I don't know who she's done. No, next. What's that? They're Egyptians. Yeah.
one more.
Next. Maybe they're, yeah, just Egyptians?
No, he's not Egyptian. He's not Egyptian.
Isn't he Egyptian?
He's not
OK,
Egyptian,
that's a
no.
shame. And he wasn't assassinated either.
No, he wasn't.
Should we go for one more?
Yeah, I think we can have
Next. She's not Egyptian though, is she? But the first two...
3 seconds. Oh, I'm afraid your time is up. So, Taverners, it's your chance for a bonus point now if you know the connection.
I think Simon got it, and they're the first Muslims to get that particular...
They are the first Muslims. Nawal El Moutawakkil, the first woman to win gold at the Olympics. Anwar Sadat, of course, the president of Egypt. You mentioned Egypt. Not all Egyptian. Sadiq Khan, the UK cabinet minister. And Nadia Hussain, the winner of the Great British Bake Off. I have a theory about that show, that everybody watches it and nobody bakes anything. Have any of you ever baked anything?
I always try everything. My macaroons are really improving now. After a couple of...
Many congratulations.
Quite sad.
I tell you what, my macaroons are getting a lot worse.
Yeah, I love Bake Off. I would spend all day trying to replicate the recipes easily.
Well, Nadia Hussain was the first Muslim to win that show, so very well spotted. You get a bonus point, and you may choose a question.
Simon?
Let's go lion.
The lion question. Now, this is a picture question, so I simply want to know, what do these pictures have in common? First one coming up now.
OK, I'm not sure who that is. It's some art. Should we go on? No. Next. Oh, that's RuPaul, isn't it? Yeah. Drag race, yeah. OK. Pleased I got that. Next. Oh, that's the octopus that chose the winners of the thing. So it could be sort of false correlations.
Could be sporting events.
I don't, yeah. Yeah. Can we have a next? And that's St Paul, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 seconds.
They're all Paul. Paul.
They are all called Paul. Who are you recognising?
So it's Paul the octopus, it suddenly occurred to me.
Paul the octopus that predicted the results
Of course,
in the
yeah.
2010 World Cup.
That's RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race and other things. St Paul's Cathedral, and I'm going to guess self-portrait of Gauguin, maybe, or
Or
Cézanne.
Cézanne. It is Paul Cézanne in the first one, but very well done. They are all called Paul. Cosmopolitans, your turn to please choose a question.
Water, please.
Water. OK, what do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Next. Yes. So Church of the Desert might be, and it might be cameras. Yes.
Next, do we have one more?
Should we go for it?
Okay.
Things of the desert.
They are things of the desert. Very well quizzed. You get 3 points for coming in after 2 clues. That's all the clues that you didn't need to see. Talk me through them.
Well, the Church of the Desert, I have no idea what that is.
Well, that was a 17th century movement, sort of secret Protestants following Antoine Court, the minister, and they were the Church of the Desert.
Yep. Palmyra is called the Pearl of the Desert. The Sons of the Desert because of the film they did about the Foreign Legion, I think.
It's in the 1933. It was a film in which they were part of a Masonic lodge called Sons of the Desert. It was also the name of the film, and that's where the fan club takes its name.
The camel is the ship of the desert.
That's absolutely right. Very well done for the points. OK, Taverners, it is your turn for a question, and there's no choice, really. It will be the Eye of Horus. Now, unfortunately for you, we haven't had the music question. It is going to be this one. You'll be hearing the clues. Good luck. The first one is coming in now.
It's the theme music for Desert Island Discs.
Oh, OK. Next. There's Roy Orbison. Fishing boat.
Sailing is... what is the name? No, what's the name of the song for Desert Island Discs?
Next. Oh, it's C again. This is another C piece. I can't remember that's
I think always going to be
C,
also with C, I guess.
Yeah. We believe they're all to do with the sea, or possibly islands, more specifically.
I have another go.
Sailing and ships on the sea.
Fishing.
I'm afraid I can't really take it. I want to. I'll explain why I can't in a minute, but I'm going to have a quick blast of the last clue for the benefit of the Cosmopolitans.
We think it's bodies of water.
It's bodies of water, and the reason I can't take C is because that third clue, Swan Lake, the Tchaikovsky, the first one, by the Sleepy Lagoon, it is used on Desert Island Discs. Something is added. Do you know what?
Seagulls, isn't it?
Seagull noises are added for that. Blue Bayou, Roy Orbison, but Swan Lake, very much not the sea. And do you know what the last one was?
No.
The Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, that was, a traditional Scottish song. So bodies of water for the bonus point. Very well done. That means, at the end of round 1, the Taverners have 2 points, the Cosmopolitans have 7. On to round 2, where there are still 4 clues, and now I want to know what would come forth in a sequence. Cosmopolitans, you'll be going first again. Which question would you like?
Twisted Flax.
The Twisted Flax. OK, you'll be seeing the first in a sequence. I'd like to know what would come forth. You may see a maximum of 3 clues. The first one is coming up now.
Next. No. Next. Yes. Right. So, yes. If that is Cher, then who is that? We're going to have to...
3 seconds.
Sonny Bono?
Why would that be?
Well, because Sherilyn Sarkisian is Cher.
I'm afraid that's not the answer, although good to have a guess.
Didn't think so.
Taverners, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
Let's say John Smith.
It's not John Smith. Now, you are right. The third clue is the birth name of the singer Cher. Do you not know who the person is in the first clue?
No.
That is the first name of the lawyer Sherry Booth, Mrs. Tony Blair. She couldn't be christened Sherry because there's no Saint Sherry and they're a Catholic family.
Right.
Fred Pellew is the lead character of a Colette novel, a French novel, according to my notes.
Of Cherie.
A novel about a Parisian gigolo with a much older lover. I assume all French novels are about that.
So it's Cherie with an E, Cherie with an I, so it'd be Che Guevara.
Ernesto Guevara. We're talking about Sherry with an E. You take off the E to get just Sherry, and then Cher, and then you take off a letter again, Shay, Ernesto Guevara. You spotted it, but too late. OK, Taverners, your turn for a sequence question. What would you like?
Can we have the Eye of Horus? The Eye of Horus.
You certainly can. OK, these are going to be picture clues. I'd like to know what sort of thing you'd expect to see in the 4th picture. Here's the first.
OK, I'm not sure who that is, so that's... maybe. Should we do next?
Yeah.
Next. Oh, so that's what's her name there, the actress?
Maggie Smith?
Maggie Smith, it's Maggie Smith, yeah. So we think Smith, maybe? Maggie. Do you want the next one?
Yeah.
Next. So could it be Prime Minister's Maggie? That could be John.
Yes.
And then Tony, someone called Tony, a singer called Tony.
3 seconds.
Yeah. No, that's Tony, so it's going to be Gordon someone.
Sure. How's that possible? Because we've missed out John Major.
I can't let you chat.
So, can we have Tony Bennett?
I'm afraid you could not. So there's a bonus chance for you, Cosmopolitans.
Sting?
Does nobody recognise Neil Tennant of the Pet Shop Boys?
Is that him?
Of course that's him.
He's let
Now,
himself go, hasn't he?
this is how you thought you could come along to Only Connect and this much time would go past without a Doctor Who question. I don't know. We're looking at Jim Capaldi of the band Traffic, Maggie Smith, Neil Tennant, its successive doctors, Capaldi, Smith, Tennant. I want to hear
Eccleston.
the village of Eccleston, because it would be Christopher Eccleston, the actor, would come next. No points there, then. Cosmopolitans, you may choose a question.
Horned Viper, please.
The Viper again, is it? OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Yes. Yeah. 7 or 8? 8. Okay. 8. Next.
Sorry. 7.
No, wait a minute. Is it 6? No, is it 7, 6, 5, and then the Ronnie Barker sketch for 4?
No, should I try to this next?
No, seriously, I think that will work out. Next. That's got 5. Ronnie Barker sketch.
A two Ronnie sketch would absolutely be the same answer we'd chosen. And you spotted that very early, I think. What is the sequence?
A number of candles going down. 7, 6, 5, 4.
That's absolutely right. 7 candles in a temple menorah. Not a menorah, that's a Jewish candlestick that would be outside the temple, but in the temple. 7 candles there, 6 candles at a high Catholic Mass, the traditional Advent wreath 5, and of course the famous sketch, the 4 candles or 4 candles sketch. Absolutely right, very well done for the points. Back to you, Taverners, for a sequence question. Which is it to be?
D. Water?
The water question. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
First J3, is it Scrabble? Is it 3?
No, 3 is not.
Do you want next one? Next.
Second, no, but then we've got a different sign, right? There's an equal...
Oh, yeah.
The equal colon there.
So second equal.
Yeah.
2 M's. First is J.
I think we need another one.
Next.
And the second equal. First.
So it's something.
1 second. Oh, I'm afraid the time is up. Unlucky. Cosmopolitans, you have a bonus chance.
Go on.
First.
You wouldn't guess this in a million years if you don't know.
Well, in that case,
I mean, it would be...
First colon Z brackets.
You're already wrong because it would be 4th. We're going. We started with first. First, second equal, 4th. FSOND brackets 1. This is a very hidden lateral connection. It's not a maths question. It's actually much simpler than it looks, but very hidden. We're talking about months in the year. 3 of them begin with a J, January, June, July. 2 of them, March and May, with an M. Second equal A because of August and April, and we need to hear the other months. February, September, October, November, December. They all have 1 appearance over the year, those letters, in first place. Very hidden. Cosmopolitans, what would you like?
Lion?
Lion,
Yeah, let's go for lion.
OK, the lion question. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Space crossed out.
Spaced out. Space bar.
Yes. Next. Choice crossed out.
Choice bar. Choice. Line. Choice. No choice, no space.
Next.
Jobs.
No space, no choice.
No jobs, no... Is that a speech? Yeah, let's go sketch. Future crossed out?
Not the answer, I'm afraid, although I like the bleakness of it. Taverners, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
Yeah, shall we say money crossed out?
That's not it, although you're closer to the spirit of the answer because we're talking about a well-known book which is a polemical piece against globalisation. It's the Naomi Klein book, No Logo. Yes, and the chapters will go no space, no choice, no jobs, no logo. That's what it would be. Last question of the round, though, goes to you. The 2 reads. What is the 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's also the youngest of his kids, isn't he?
No, it's not the youngest.
OK. Next. Yes. Okay. So, is it Rob?
It's Rob.
OK. Are we going to say Rob with 2 Bs?
Coming in after 2 clues, you get 3 points. The answer is Rob. And why is that?
They're these Stark children going from the youngest to the oldest.
Not quite.
Well, no, not quite the youngest. Going from the 4th youngest in Game of Thrones.
That's right. It's Stark children from Game of Thrones, or A Song of Ice and Fire, which is what it's adapted from. My husband's seen that show and rather enjoyed it.
I love it.
I got the sense that everyone is constantly topless.
Yes.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
And everyone you ever loved dies.
Yeah.
Well, that's true of so much, isn't it? No future.
No future.
Very well done at the end of the round there, and that means at the conclusion of round 2, the Taverners have 5 points, the Cosmopolitans have 9. Time now for round 3, the connecting wall. 16 clues, all jumbled up, that the teams need to sort into 4 connected groups of 4. Taverners, you'll be going first this time. So would you like lion or water?
I think we're going to go with the water, please.
OK, water, beware the red herrings that are swimming around in there. Some clues do go into more than one category, but there's only one perfect solution. You've got 2.5 minutes to perform it, starting now.
OK, so Professor X, Dr. Strangelove, they're in wheelchairs. Ironside and Timmy. OK. Edward the Confessor, these are
Goldie.
by-names of English kings. Kurt Mantle.
Bonnie, Goldie, Shep, and Petra, all Blue Peter dogs. There's probably all
Barney
Blue Peter
maybe
animals.
as well.
Barney might be on as well.
So Ethelred the Unready, Edward the Confessor. I can't remember who Kurt Mantle is, and Bloody.
Yeah.
OK.
3 strikes and you're out now. Jab with care.
So Goldie is one of the dogs, you think?
Goldie, Petra,
John
Shep.
the Baptist was beheaded.
Goldie
Was King
Cat-
Hussein?
no.
Katie Price is Jordan. King Hussein of Jordan. John the Baptist, River Jordan, presumably. So is there another Jordan? So we think it's probably those 3.
Yeah.
Do we think there's another Jordan? Petra is the city. Is probably in Jordan, the red city.
I would give it a go.
So you think Bonnie, Goldie, Shep and Barney are all
Blue
dogs?
Peter animals.
Sound like dogs? Should we go for it?
You've solved the wall. Very well done. Not even halfway through the time. Excellent stuff. OK, that is 4 points immediately for the groups, and I'll give you more points for the connections. So the first blue group, Dr. Strangelove, Timmy, Professor X and Ironside.
They are all wheelchair users.
All fictional wheelchair users. The green group, Unready, Confessor, Bloody, Kurt Mantle.
So they're all by-names or nicknames of English monarchs. So Ethelred the Unready, Edward the Confessor, Bloody Mary. So we're back with the cocktails again. And I can't remember who Kurt Mantle is, someone with a short coat, I guess.
Oh, that's correctly deduced. Yes, Henry II, his robe was shorter than everybody else. They are names of monarchs or addenda to their names. And now I always say the purple group, and then I get shouted at from people who say that it's burgundy or vermilion or something like that. But this next group, Katie Price, John the Baptist, Petra, King Hussein.
So we think they're all connected to Jordan.
Jordan, and what is the connection?
So Katie Price is called Jordan. She's a model and things. John the Baptist hung out around the River Jordan, I guess.
Well, he baptised Jesus in the River Jordan, yes. Hence the name.
Yeah. Petra is a city which is presumably in Jordan.
That's right.
And King Hussein is presumably King Hussein of
Jordan. Jordan is the connection. And the last group, Bonnie, Barney, Goldie, Shep.
They're all Blue Peter animals, certainly. I think dogs.
Do you know, I can accept either answer because they are all Blue Peter dogs, but Barney was also, in 1968, a Blue Peter parrot. So all Blue Peter dogs / pets. That means you get 4 points for the groups, 4 points for the connections. I'll give you a bonus 2 points for getting it all right. That's the maximum of 10 points. Very well done to you. It is now time to bring in the Cosmopolitans and give them a new connecting wall, 16 fresh clues that still need sorting into 4 connected groups of 4. The water wall's been taken, so you get the lion wall. 2.5 minutes to solve it, starting now.
Right, so
There's
the butterfly
David
effect.
Guetta, David Bowie.
David Guetta.
Yeah.
David Bowie. David Gray.
Gray.
Okay, let's try.
David Essex.
Yeah.
No.
David Soul.
Yep.
David Soul.
So should we?
Do you want someone can?
Guetta. Bowie, that's probably. You have knives as well. Your Stanley knife and your.
You keep going.
Okay, so Stanley knife,
Bowie
flick
knife. Bowie knife.
Oh, Bowie is the one that gets
That's
this.
gonna be the one,
Bowie,
isn't it?
Stanley, and hunting or cheese.
Yeah.
So
Cheese, Stanley, Bowie, flick knife.
Flick knife.
flick Stanley cheese. Bowie Stanley cheese.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
So then
Okay.
it's going to be Gray, Essex, Guetta, Soul.
Yes.
Okay.
3 strikes
Okay,
and you're
so
out now.
now-
Be careful.
Butterfly, Icarus, wings.
Things with wings.
Wings,
Paul McCartney.
yeah.
Paul McCartney with wings. And okay, legs 11.
Who's Ryan? Who could
Ryan,
Ryan Gosling. So Icarus,
butterfly, Paul McCartney.
So
So hunting wings.
Doesn't have wings.
that's true.
That's very true.
That's it, you've solved the wall. That is 4 points for the groups, and I'm going to give you more points for the connections. The first blue group, Bowie or Bowie, flick, Stanley, cheese.
Kinds of knife.
They are types of knife. Very well done. And the green group, Grey, Soul, Essex, Getter, or Guetta.
Musical Davids.
That's right, they are singers or musicians with the name David.
Yes.
And the next group, Prison, Icarus, Paul McCartney, Butterfly.
Things with wings.
That's it. Prison in the sense that you might be put on a particular wing, not you, a person might, I hate to presume. Icarus, of course, in the myth, Paul McCartney, the band, wings, and a butterfly, things with wings. And the last turquoise group, Identity, Ryan, Hunting, 11.
Crisis?
Not it, I'm afraid. What's the connection? Oh, identity crisis, I suppose you have. A Ryan crisis. That takes me back to my teenage years.
Yes.
No. Now, these are the last words in film titles. Matt Damon is the connection. Good Will Hunting, The Bourne Identity, Saving Private Ryan and Ocean's 11. Films featuring Matt Damon, they are the last words in those titles. But you did get 4 points for finding the groups, 3 points for the connections. That is a total of 7. Let's have a look at the scores going into round 4. The Taverners have 15 points, the Cosmopolitans have 16. So it's very close now and will be decided by round 4, the missing vowels round. This is where we take well-known names, phrases and sayings, take out the vowels, respace the consonants, and I want to know, what are those disguised clues? Fingers on buzzers, please, teams. The first group are all words that mean irreligious. Taverners.
Blasphemous.
Correct. Cosmopolitans.
Irreverent.
Correct. Taverners.
Impious. Or impious.
I'll accept it. Next clue. Cosmopolitans.
Sacrilegious.
Correct. Next category, an adjective plus a two-dimensional geometric shape. Cosmopolitans.
Rough diamond.
Correct. Cosmopolitans.
Vicious circle.
Well done. Cosmopolitans.
Eternal triangle.
Yes, it is. Cosmopolitans.
Red kite.
A good group for you. The next category, they are all named after woodland. Taverners.
Nottingham Forest Football Club.
Correct. Cosmopolitans.
Black Forest Gatto.
Correct. Cosmopolitans. Too long, I'm afraid you must lose a point. Taverners, do you know?
No.
No, not gardeners. This is the Barmer Forest virus. Next clue. Cosmopolitans.
New Forest pony.
Correct. Next category. Things found. But we are not going to have the next category because the bell has gone for the end of the quiz. And I can tell you that the winners with 23 points are the Cosmopolitans. And in second place with 18 points, the Taverners. Very well done, nice and close at the end there. Cosmopolitans, you are through to the next round. Taverners, by our complicated new system, you may be through to the next round. You will definitely see again. You, who knows, depending what sort of mood you're in, but we will be here next week and more teams will be grilled like Nando's halloumi cheese. If you're coming, bring napkins and Rennies. Goodbye.